Another fantastic way of profiting from cryptocurrencies that are in demand right now is by going to the trending cryptocurrencies. Okay, so if we just go on CoinMarketCap, you can do this and essentially look at this like YouTube videos. Okay, if you can invest in YouTube videos, you would invest in the ones that are trending right now, that everybody's coming to watch right now, because they're getting more and more views and they're growing speculatively because it's been being put in front of people. People are seeing, oh, this is trending, I've got to have a look at it, see what's going on, and it just leads to a snowball effect. So you look at what's trending in order to see what to go behind. Now, what I would do is I would go to the biggest gainers and losers and look at the biggest gainers. Okay, now this shows you 3 sets of information: 1 hour, 24 hours, 7 days. Now, as a short-term trader, if you go on 24-hour information, that means that the information has already been traded and sold. Okay, you know, a lot of these, 171%, you've probably reached the high now and it's probably going down lower. And a lot of these are probably very similar. So what you want to do is you want to strike while the iron is still hot and go to the 1 hour charts and see, right, what's going on. And then you look at these cryptocurrencies and you have a look and you see, you do your technical analysis on them and you think, right, okay, has this already bounced? Has this bounced too high already? And is it going to go down? So you look at the biggest gainers. You can even look at right at the bottom of the biggest gainers and just see, right, okay, so this one's gone up 58% in the last 24 hours, okay? So it started literally around about here, and then it just went up and up and up. So you can see, just by not doing any technical analysis really, you can see there's almost a trend line going up here, which signals it's going up still. It could still be going up. And seeing as though it got to this level before, as if we like it could still pump. So this is still looking very early. Okay, so you go on to CoinMarketCap, you see the time in which it started pumping, and you see if it was relatively recently or if it happened ages ago. If it happened ages ago, just don't bother. Okay, but if it happened very recently, then there's a good chance you can still make money off the spike. And especially looking here, it's gone right up. Look, it's just gone right up. So it's got bullish movement right here. Okay, so it looks like it's just starting again. Okay, it's obviously had a good bullish movement. It went down, bullish movement, down, bullish movement again. So essentially going to the gainers and having a look and seeing what has been a good gainer in the last hour is a great way of identifying what's trending right now. What can you make money from in the bounce? Okay, so that's what you need to look for. And what you should also take into consideration is that sometimes what ends up being the biggest gainer turns into the biggest loser because it gets pumped to such an extent that when it comes down, it's one of the most significant losers on the market. So whilst you can make heavy money on this, you've got to have your stop loss and you've got to make sure you've got a good profit point, because if you either get too greedy and stay in the trade longer than you should, or if you haven't put a stop loss, then when it becomes the biggest loser, you can make a hell of a big loss, okay? So biggest gainers normally turn into the biggest losers. What goes up dramatically, sometimes if it's been pumped on the short term, because I know a lot of the traders use this as a tool. Loads of traders, I know tons of some of the most prestigious traders in the game use this as the basis of what's really gaining right now. And they do their technical analysis and they make a great trade. So, because the big traders get behind this and pump tons of money, literally millions of money into these, what can happen is they can turn into the biggest loser the next day. Something to also look at is the volume, okay? What has been the volume in the last 24 hours? And you should ideally be looking for things that have 6 figures, because that means that it's getting a hell of a lot of interest, okay? If it's got very low volume, that means that the coin supply is so low that a small increase, like 17,000 of volume, can lead to huge, devastatingly big gains. So you want to see ones that are gaining because there's a lot of interest, okay? So Icon, for instance, which I've spoken to you about in ICO flipping, this has had a lot of money pumped into it, and as a result, it's got up 7%, okay? So look for the ones that have had at least 6 figures, okay? Preferably more, but no less than 6 figures, because otherwise that shows that it's not necessarily got the demand. You're looking for the demand. That's where you can make the most of it.